meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10:4-6 at SEC, notice of which was sent to the record in the Star Ledger and was posted on the municipal bulletin board. Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sims.
Yeah.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Yeah.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Okay, would everyone please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have no proclamations or presentations tonight. Can I have someone offer for approval of the minutes for the cow and regular for September 4th, 2018?
Offer.
Actually, you can do both of them together.
Together,
because
we're all
everybody's
here?
just present.
Okay, so we'll do both of them together. Cow and regular September 4th and cow and regular September 25th. Motion? Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none? Mr. City Manager, may we have your report?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. This will be the city manager's report for October 16th, 2018. Number one, Hackensack Rotary International is sponsoring a food and coat drive. Flyers are posted throughout City Hall with participating locations at City Hall. We will be participating in the food drive only. Our police department will be collecting food and coats because of space. The building department's update: 185 notices were written, 304 inspections were made, 23 summonses were issued, and 28 CCOs were done. Hackensack Rabies Clinic, Thursday, November 1st, DPW Garage, 6 to 8 p.m. Please refer to the hackensack.org for additional details. Just a reminder, I brought it up the last time. Flu vaccinations are currently being offered by our health department. Please reference the hackensack.org for dates and details. The city is proud to announce that we have received a grant for road resurfacing of portions of Lodi Street, Pink Street, and Holt Street. In the amount of the grant was for $407,284. Radon test kits are available for homeowners from our health department at 215 State Street. Please be advised that the county has been testing portions of the city of Hackensack for West Nile virus. One section of Hackensack was already sprayed and proper notification, Nixle website notification, and robocalls were used. Any future notification of spraying in residential areas will be sent to the residents in that area. We have also been notified that the county will continue to spray local parks and areas as needed. No new cases have been reported to the city of Hackensack. This would complete the city manager's report.
I got a question. Are they gonna pave those roads this year?
If weather permits, that would be scheduled. I don't know if we're gonna get those in because I don't know how this is gonna turn.
But they're in the process now of paving, so they've started
Yes.
So they
paving.
finished all the paving already.
So, as I said before, I don't know if they're gonna extend this because if the weather holds. If we have a mild winter and the temperature doesn't drop off and it stops raining, I think that they may proceed with some of this. Unfortunately, I don't know whether we need a paving machine or an arc because we've had plenty of rain. Thank you.
Just one more thing.
Yes, sir.
On the corner of Main Street and Anderson Street, in front of Sears, they paved the right side of the street. If they can put a line in the middle and a turn arrow on the road, because the light turns make a left turn, but the people who are in that left lane don't know that they're in the wrong lane.
Yes, sir. I'll take
Okay,
care of it.
anybody else? It just hasn't been painted yet. It was newly paved, I believe, so it has to be
The road was
painted.
newly painted. It's nothing,
Newly paved, it hasn't
nothing
been
on the
painted.
ground.
Yeah,
They have 48 hours
I'm sure it's in plan to do, but we just follow
Yeah,
up
I'll
and
follow
make
up.
sure. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, Deb, resolution 40118.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 44-2018, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, parking, to update various provisions regulating on-street parking meters and off-street municipal parking lots. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Okay, because it's adoption of the ordinance, can I have a motion to open to the public?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none. Anyone in the public wishes to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come up and give your name and address to the clerk. Seeing none, may I have a motion to close to the public?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none. I need a motion to adopt this ordinance.
Offer. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none.
Okay. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack, County of Bergen, and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 44-2018 has passed the second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
All right, resolution 40218.
This is a resolution for final adoption of ordinance number 45-2018, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Vehicles and Traffic, to remove a handicap parking space from Section 49.2, parking for the handicapped. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none. If anyone from the public wishes to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come to the microphone and give your name and address to the clerk.
Yes, Kathleen Salvo. Yeah, this was, unfortunately, this man passed away. This was Rocco. He was the city manager's right-hand man years ago. Excellent worker for the city of Hackensack. This is on Broadway, and as we know, parking is at its premium on that street because of the M&M building, because of the school. And there's a resident that's also handicapped who's located directly across from M&M that wishes to have the parking space in front of her house because she's handicapped. But I think she said she checked, and they said because she had a driveway, she wasn't allowed to have it, but the driveway isn't her driveway, it's everybody else's driveway. So if she were to park there, she'd have to move every time somebody because you have to stack parking, one behind each other. So I was hoping that she could probably, maybe get that and have it put in front of her house, because it is a hardship for her to, for her
Do
to.
you have her address, Kathy? Do you know her address?
It's got it, well, if this was 50, she's got to be like 30-ish. It's like in the middle of the block between Holt and Hudson.
Did she file an application?
She asked the parking thing, and the excuse was that she had a driveway. But because she has a driveway, it doesn't mean that she uses
No,
it.
I
because if
understand.
she
I just
has
want to know if
park-
she submitted, to the city to apply for
If you
one.
could just get me your address.
I will get
Okay.
her address, because it's really a hardship, and she can't, even though she has a driveway, if she did park, every time somebody wanted to get out, she'd have to get out and move it and do it. So it is a hardship case. I appreciate that.
We'll
Thank
look into it. Thank you. Anyone else? On this ordinance only? Okay, I'm sorry. I knew you came in late. I wanted to remind you. All right, can I have a motion to close to the public?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None?
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack, County of Bergen, and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 45-2018 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Resolution 40318.
This is a resolution for the final adoption of ordinance number 47-2018, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Vehicles and Traffic, to add a new handicap parking space in Section 49.2, parking for the handicapped. This ordinance has been advertised pursuant to law and now calls for a public hearing.
May I have a motion to open to the public?
Offer. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none. Anyone would like to speak on this ordinance and this ordinance only, please come to the microphone and give your name and address to the clerk. Seeing none, can I have a motion to close to the public?
Offer. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None.
Okay, now I need a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Seeing none?
Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Hackensack, County of Bergen, and State of New Jersey that ordinance number 47-2018 has passed its second and final reading and is hereby adopted.
Resolution 40418.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 48-2018, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack Vehicles and Traffic to add a new handicap parking space in Section 49.2, parking for the handicapped. I need a motion.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Who seconded? Leo.
I mean, yeah,
I didn't hear, I'm sorry.
Okay.
it's okay.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None?
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 48-2018 as introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 30th, 2018 at 8:00 p.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Resolution 40518.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 49-2018, an ordinance to amend Chapter 170 of the Code of the City of Hackensack, Vehicles and Traffic, to add a new handicapped parking space in Section 49.2, parking for the handicapped.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None?
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 49-2018 is introduced is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 30th, 2018 at 8:00 p.m., or soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Resolution 40618.
This is a resolution for the introduction of ordinance number 51-2018, a bond ordinance providing for various 2018 capital improvements by and in the city of Hackensack in the county of Bergen, state of New Jersey, appropriating $3,800,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,618,900 in bonds or notes of the city to finance part of the cost thereof.
Because this is a bond ordinance, I'm going to ask you to do a roll call on this for the vote.
We need an intro?
Oh, sorry. Offer?
Second.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
And Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Thank you.
Be it resolved that the above ordinance being ordinance 51-2018 is introduced, is now passed on first reading, and that said ordinance shall be considered for final passage at a meeting to be held on October 30th, 2018 at 8:00 p.m., or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place of the City Council, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance, and that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to law, with a notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Resolution 40718.
This is a resolution opposing the Suez Waters rate/tax increase.
Can I have a motion to approve?
Offer.
Second.
I'm going to ask for a roll call on this one also.
Councilmember Von Rudenberg.
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Canestrino.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Sims.
Aye.
Councilmember Pataglia.
Aye.
Mayor LaBrus is absent.
Resolution 40818.
This is a resolution authorizing tax refunds for disputed credit cards, duplicate payments, county board judgments, overbilling, and a veteran's tax exemption.
Can I have a motion to approve?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Therefore, I'm going to ask that we pull Resolution 409 after we discuss this at the Cal meeting.
Okay.
We'll hopefully have it back on in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So that brings us to Resolution 41018.
This is a resolution correcting resolution number 371-18, which was authorization for accrued time payout of $105,209.63 to Police Sergeant Patrick O'Connor.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None?
Resolution 411-18 is a resolution authorizing accrued time payout of $22,856.73 to Personnel Director Simeon Cumberbatch.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Resolution 412?
This is a resolution authorizing the award of bid contract for elevator maintenance in city-owned buildings to Standard Elevator Corp.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Resolution 413?
This is a resolution authorizing the award of bid contract for Schindler Elevator Maintenance to Standard Elevator Corp.
Motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Resolution 414-18?
This is a resolution authorizing the award of contract for engineering services to LSRP Services for Fire Headquarters.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Resolution 415-18?
The resolution authorizing award of contract for engineering services, LSRP Services for the DPW yard.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Resolution 416-18?
This is a resolution authorizing award of contract for engineering services, license CSO wastewater operator services.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Resolution 417-18?
The resolution authorizing award of contract for public relations consulting services to Vision Media Marketing, Inc.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Resolution 418-18?
This is a resolution adopting the agreement between the City of Hackensack and the Hackensack School Traffic Guards, Teamsters Local 97 of New Jersey, for the period July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2022.
May I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Resolution 419-18?
This is a resolution authorizing the tax collector to issue a refund for taxes to Louis Merlot. He's 100% exempt by the Department of Veterans Affairs.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Resolution 420-18?
This is a resolution authorizing the payment of bills.
Motion to adopt?
Offer.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? The next is the consent agenda. Anyone from the council have any issues with any of these that need to be pulled before we go forward with the consent agenda?
No.
Everybody okay? Okay, Deb.
Okay, the following items are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted in one motion. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda, and consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes, including any exceptions and/or additions. The consent agenda consists of resolutions 421-18 through 428-18. Resolution 421-18 is a resolution authorizing raffle license for Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation, Alliance Against Homelessness of Bergen County, and North Jersey Friendship House, Inc. Resolution 422-18, a resolution authorizing an ambulance reimbursement. Number 423-18, a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Quist and Borgi, PC, for labor attorney. Resolution 424-18 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Chasen, Lamparello, Mallon, and Capuzzo for tax appeal attorney. Resolution 425-18 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Julie Davidson, LLC, for an alternate city prosecutor. Resolution 426-18, a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Kaufman, Samarana, Liebman LLP for special litigation counsel. Resolution 427-18 is a resolution awarding professional service agreement to Archer and Griner PC for redevelopment counsel. And Resolution 428-18 is a resolution authorizing the tax collector to convert property maintenance charges to property liens as per NJSA 40:48-2.14. And we need a motion.
Can I have a motion to adopt?
Okay.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. May I now have a motion to open to the public?
Offer. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Anyone from the public who'd like to speak, please come to the podium, give your name, address to the clerk, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Yeah, take the time when I find them. Okay.
Good evening, Council. Larry Eisen, Maple Hill Drive. Number one, what is LSRP Services?
It's a license, this is what,
It's a
I'll let you
licensed site
spell them out.
remediation.
Remediation.
Oh, I can't hear two people
All
at
right,
one
sorry.
time.
It is a licensed, LSRP.
Site remediation professional? or-
Right.
Okay.
These are the people that the DEP basically, instead of the DEP sending out an inspector, they got a little slick and they have licensed site remediation professionals that come in that hold a license that obviously they're instructed to make sure that sites are cleaned up appropriately and properly. So they hang their license out, they do the thing, they submit to the DEP, they get the approval. DEP doesn't have to pay them, they get the work done, they make sure that people are in compliance. And every time we have some kind of condition, the city must maintain a licensed professional for that function.
Sounds fine. Number two, you may recall a couple of meetings ago, I had discussed the northern part of Summit Avenue above Passaic Street, and was informed by John that in fact Summit Avenue was a county road and that therefore the county was responsible for the maintenance of that section. I subsequently had a discussion with my friend Jim Tedesco, who informed me that the city's information is only partly correct. The county owns Summit Avenue up to Passaic Street, from the south north to Passaic Street. The area from Passaic Street to the northern border of Hackensack is Hackensack's property, and Hackensack is responsible for
talking
that
about Summit
section of
Avenue
Summit
now.
Avenue. What did I say?
You said Summit, I just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
Summit.
That's not, to my recollection, I think, Ted, could you look into that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, they have a different
I
perception
think it
than
might
you
be to
guys
Spring,
do.
what I'm remembering is to Spring Valley, because that's where, you too, Kathy? I think it's to Spring Valley, not to,
Summit
What?
Ave to Spring Valley?
Is what
what we remember.
council remembers, the county executive says it's only to Passaic. So nothing's gonna happen
Spring Valley.
until we
It was
resolve
to Spring Valley,
who's.
yeah. Well,
that may
we'll
well
find
be,
out.
the County's not gonna do anything. Because, yeah,
Yeah, well, the city manager can call the county and
Sure,
verify too, but
that's-
I'm pretty sure it's to Spring Valley, unless something changed and they didn't tell us. You never know.
well, it's just that it's getting
Yes.
in lousy condition and somebody should take care of it, whether it be the city or the county.
Okay. Thank you, Larry.
Good evening, Carolyn Davis, 192 Stanley Place in Hackensack, New Jersey. My first question is this: I'm happy to see that our sewers were cleaned at the end of last month. I hope this continues. Although I don't think it's the total problem.
No.
I think the real problem is the infrastructure that's underneath the grounds. Also, last time we were talking about a status of probably renting a truck to vacuum the sewers. I don't remember if I have the right terminology or whatever
Right.
on that.
Tonight was the approval for the purchase of a new vac truck. In the meantime, we have retained, what's the name of that? I forget the,
General.
Nash,
General.
is it Jen?
Company that clean the sewer, General, son.
I'm sorry? Okay, sewer services is now, basically, we pulled out the old reports of what they cleaned in 2014,
14.
and now we're sending them back to go back and do all those streets all over again.
Okay.
Because from rumor has it, there was a notable improvement when those were jetted and cleaned. So the other thing is that we've also approved tonight suburban engineering professionals who are also addressing this. We've already had a meeting with them. They've come out and looked at the pump stations, because one of the conditions is if the pumps aren't working and we start flooding conditions, this water all backs up.
Okay.
So we are cleaning the pipes. We hired a new engineer. We're purchasing a vac truck. We have general sewer services coming in, the jet in the interim. Is it great news? No. Is it late? Yes. Are we working hard to finally get this moving to
Yeah.
address these conditions? Yes, we are.
Well, I appreciate that, because I know on my street, I'm tired of like asking anybody, do they have a sailboat
Absolutely.
or a
Well, I
rowboat?
mean, we talked about this last meeting, so I'm happy to see that the city got right on it. And we still are looking at the global picture as we talked about last, but that's just actually, I was at 2 meetings today where we were discussing, what the next steps have to be and where we are with that. So we have not forgotten about that either.
Okay, thank you. I don't know if it's because it's the beginning of school and the school holidays, but this is the second time that the Board of Ed meeting and the City Council meeting were on the same night. And I thought we were going to try and have it on different nights.
Because they're usually on Mondays, that's what, right? Because we're
I think my
Tuesday.
daughter said there's a Board of Ed meeting tonight.
There is one tonight,
Yeah,
but I don't think it's the city changed. I think the Board of Education
Board of
has
Ed
changed.
change, okay. I'll question that.
Sometimes it's unavoidable when I try to do the meetings because of holidays.
That's what I said, I don't know if it's
Yeah,
because of school holidays.
It's just hard sometimes because you don't want to, I try not to,
Right,
but then they only go so far with their meetings also, so I don't know what the end of the year is because their reorg meeting is after their election.
okay.
So that
Is that
kind of
what-
puts me at a disadvantage.
Thank you. Is that my 3 minutes already?
It was, but we talked a little, so if you
Okay,
have one more
yeah.
question, we'll let you have it.
Okay, I have one more quick, well, it's a
One and a
statement. As far as the 3 minutes, I find it a little insulting. We don't have 500 people or 300 people come to city council meetings. 3 minutes for the taxes that we pay is really insulting. You don't get time to say much of anything. So my suggestion would be quarterly, people don't come out. Quarterly, the people don't come, the city council go out to the people 4 times a year. You either meet you have the Second Street Park Center, you have, when it's completed, the M&M building, someplace where the people can come and have more of a round table discussion where they can really speak on it, because 3 minutes just is not enough time to really bring anything out. Thank you.
We'll take that into consideration. And Carol, we're always here at the end. So anyone who really, if you have any other issues, we always stay. And we're
But some
happy to
people
talk till
can't.
everyone leaves.
Some people can't stay.
I understand.
And they also want what they want to talk about. They want it on record.
I understand.
Hello, good evening, Jermaine Fry, 263 Passaic Street. I just got 2 questions and a suggestion. My first question is, when is the recreation building gonna be finished? I see how big it's getting.
When is
The
what gonna be
recreation
finished?
building over there by, what's that, loadout over there?
We're looking at spring of 2019.
Okay, can we at least get like, in a certain part of, for the winter time, it's like they do in New York, get a drop-in center where you can get some kind of chairs, certain amount, you know what I'm saying? Even though, like I said, we don't have a lot of people on our streets though, but we got them out there. They in Miss Catherine Park right there. They got nowhere to go. They on drugs, they on alcohol, they depressed. On my way here, I got a vet right now, him and another guy. They just stopped me. Jermaine, where can we sleep so we're warm tonight? They just stopped me. I'm back and forth. I'm back and forth from New York. Them people over there. Every time the people see, everybody stopping me. Everybody stopping. That's the question. That's the first thing. We got, like I said, we got to do better. We got to come together. And if I can, when that building's up, because I spoke for it, can I get my name somewhere around that building? Somewhere. I don't even care if it's just this little. They can't. Can I get my somewhere? Because you got Navarre Grant, a puppet over here. I got him a big name. He ain't nothing but a puppet. Because I just paid him money to do a contract. You won't give me 6 pages? Man, I could have did that contract myself. A contract don't supposed to be no more than 2 pages. 2 pages. And then the second thing, when is you said, okay, the low income apartments, you said Holman Building and the one across the street from the bus terminal over there, when is that gonna be finished?
Well, we've actually met with a couple of folks who are looking to put affordable, low and moderate income housing in the city. So we have made some progress in that regard, but at this point, we really don't have anything that we can make public at this point. Once we have a firm commitment, they're doing their research now, we'll be happy to share that with everyone in the town.
Okay, I see how big the recreation center is. Do we have any volunteers for the recreation center? Do we have any kind of volunteer? Anybody? Like I said, we got an old time here. What mother man, the other old time? We can use them two parks right there. They can be the first one, cause see that's how I'm always listening to the old timers. That's the first one we can have right there. And give them a job too. They ought to get paid. I ain't talking about working for free.
You just said volunteer though.
Yeah, volunteer, but they ought to get paid though. They ought to get paid.
We have a list of volunteers, Jermaine.
Yeah.
We have a long list of volunteers.
Okay, all right. Number two, why, like me, I refuse to get me a lawyer and try to sue my own city that I'm working with. Why the police want to double jeopardy me? Why is they making up phony charges and forging Judge Denise name and got me doing some Mr. Mar? Don't you know I'm a truck driver now? I work for the Department of Transportation. And there's no warrant gonna be on me. Nobody gonna give me no job. If I got anything on me, ain't nobody gonna give me no job. The first thing they're gonna say, take care of that. They're gonna say, take care of that. Why are they playing with me now? Is it just because I'm helping people?
I mean, if you have an issue, please, if you leave your name and contact information there, our city manager will certainly look into anything that you feel. If you feel you've been treated unfairly, we'll be happy to look into that for you.
What I want to do is what I heard tonight. See, the problem is, you got the good cops. The good cops don't want no problem with them devil cops right there because they want to go home to their family. We need to get something like a suggestion box where them good cops, they want to whistle. Can't nobody get in that suggestion box but a lawyer of their lawyer. Either with the attorney affairs, that's what they should do. And around this whole country, because that's the problem. We need a suggestion box, a whistleblowing box for the cops that want to whistleblow. Can't nobody get in that box but attorney affairs or a federal agent, that's it.
All right, thanks very much for your comment. If you'd like, the city manager can follow up on anything that you feel you've been treated unfairly with. If you leave your name and contact information, he'll be happy to do so.
Yeah?
Okay, thank you, sir.
I ain't worried about it. Worried about none of it. So, they bound down right now.
Good evening, dear members of the panel. Good evening, audience. How are you today? So, we're members of the AMCO Hackensack. We're located at 254 River Street, right next to the Toyota dealership. We just opened up. Our phone number is 201-267-6113.
Can we have your name, sir?
My name is Hector Garcia.
Can you get a number again?
Yes, it's 201-267-6113. That will be our phone number.
6113.
And you're on River Street.
We're on River Street, correct.
Thank you. Welcome.
So we just opened and we want to introduce ourselves to the community. We also want to introduce ourselves to the city. Our proposition is simple, it's just to get people on the road, right? We have values and we just want to mention it in front of everybody that we look into improve our community. We want to be transparent and we want to have trust. That's our main three goals. Why community? We want to build the next entrepreneurs right here in Hackensack. We're looking to work with the city to provide mentorship classes as well as mechanic classes if possible, offer jobs. So we're here for the community as well. So we're looking to work with the city to do that. We also are a transparent company. We are a top diagnostic company in regards to vehicles, and we're looking to see if we could help the individuals get to the road. We've been a trusted company since 1962. We just don't do transmissions. A lot of people think we just do transmissions. We don't. We do tune-ups. We change oil. We do a lot of different things, not just transmissions, but we well known for transmissions, but we do a lot more than that. If we also provide financing as well. So if people are having issues paying their bills, we also provide financing. If you're looking to finance a job, we have that. So you could take your time and pay your bills. At the same time, I know people have issues paying bills at this point in time, but we could always help you try to finance a job. We also have a fleet account. We also have fleet account for, we're looking to see if we could partner with the city. Probably if the city's looking for a flat rate, we could definitely work with you guys regarding your fleet account. We have flat rates at $69 and we could also match whatever you currently have today. So we could look to work with the city on that as well. Just remind yourself that we just don't do transmission. We're just here to help as well as being part of the community, and we're looking to, the gentleman said he's looking for a job out there. We probably might help with that. So if he needs training, whatever it may be, we could probably help with that. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you, and welcome to the city. We're, always happy to see new businesses starting up, and look forward to talking more with you again. And I think the city manager gave you his card, so let's be in contact with one another. Again, congratulations on the new business.
You said Amoco 254 River Street?
Yes, AMCO 254 River Street. AMCO, correct.
AMCO.
Transmissions. Thank you.
I'll go with you.
AMCO.
Now that we need.
Yep.
Good afternoon, good evening, council again. I made a mistake with an address I gave you before.
Okay.
It was 163, it should have been 165. This particular address I'm giving you, they got enough space in there to park 4 cars in the driveway. But as I said to you before, they just bring their car out of the driveway every day, just park the car in the handicap parking space and just let it sit there.
Is this James Street?
Yes.
165 James, okay.
James Street. And the other thing is the buses, as I was saying to you, Mr. Sims, you negotiated this deal that I have with the buses. Those big buses, those school buses coming out of that Lecky, they should always turn right. They can't turn left, because when you turn left on Railroad Avenue, you can't make the turn. And that's a school bus. For safety reason, if you had your kids in that bus, would you want that bus backing up on the railroad track? No, you wouldn't. Now, the reason I'm saying that to you, because I have a bus license, and school bus should not be backing up on a railroad track unless there's somebody out there. And that's why I say too, that's very unsafe. All the buses should turn right. And when a bus should be at least 50 feet from a stop sign or railroad track, open the doors, and as you go across the track, you're supposed to see what's coming both ways. And that's not what happens over on Railroad Avenue. A lot of times, I see it all the time, the buses back up on the track because they can't make the turn from the east side of the track to the left side. And the school crossing guard has made a lot of those buses keep straight. So I just think all buses should go right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and as we promised you at the earlier meeting, we're going to look into it and make sure those rules are being followed. Maybe people have slacked off, unfortunately. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Welcome back, Mr. Servo.
Oh,
I'm glad
thanks.
to see
I'm
you.
Rich Servo, Spring Valley Ave, Hackensack. And now that you brought up welcome to the public, by the way. I mean, there's no one here, so the video is meaningful. It is, and so welcome to the public. I also want to bring up Spring Valley Avenue because it was just mentioned, and it's I haven't mentioned it in a while, but it is a raceway. It's the buses are going 50 miles an hour. It's out of control. I wish Ted would at least maybe police it a little better. It's very fast. It's wrong. It's dangerous. Okay. So also I noticed tonight, I get a feeling that you're in a hurry here. Is it because the mayor's not here, or is it something of that effect? It's like, let's do this and get out of here. That's the mood.
Absolutely not, Mr.
Okay,
Servo.
that's not the mood?
No.
So I perceive that wrongly. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Very good.
I'm
All right.
sorry you feel that way.
Okay, but it seems like
That's
let's
not true.
get this going and go. Okay, but look, I agree with Carol about the time element here. It's really not enough to have the public chime in here for 3 minutes. Sometimes it's once a month. Okay, it's come on. Please rethink that back to 5 minutes at least, or, come on, even make it more. 6 or 7 would be great.
All right, so I also want to bring up one last thing because I know I'm going to get zonked out of here. But there was a posting recently about Hoboken and what they did with the developers, and the contribution from the developers seems to be much more than we heard it being here. They really contributed to Hoboken, and I don't know, why can't we negotiate that here? Why can't our elected officials or someone, Ted, negotiate better deals from the developers to contribute more here? Also, how about employment negotiations that maybe more employees from Hackensack should be employed 50% at least. I brought that up years ago when you started this whole mess. Okay, and so could we negotiate with our developers strongly to have them contribute more to our infrastructure and our employment? Yes, no, can I get some answers, or can we talk more than 3 minutes?
I mean, we actually have a financial consultant that works for the city and helps in the negotiation of these. And Ted, you're at these meetings as I am, and it's a fairly aggressive agreement that's made. And I do believe that all things are taken into consideration, and we do take the advice of someone. It's not just the city officials that are doing this.
Okay.
And as far as employment, I know we've had this discussion before that we can't make folks employ people from Hackensack, but we can strongly encourage it. And we're hoping, I mean, we're waiting for our first on Main Street where there's retail on the first floor. And we're hoping to see a lot of Hackensack folks applying and getting those jobs.
Okay.
Because I think it would be a wonderful way to sell Hackensack, because we have folks that live here and believe in it and love our city. And I think it would be a big plus for the folks that own those businesses as well. So we're hoping to work hand in hand and see a lot more of that as, I think probably, first quarter next year, you're going to start to see some things opening on Main Street. And let's all try and work together and hope that happens. I'm optimistic it's going to happen.
Okay, to
Okay.
discuss more of this and other things, please rethink the 3 minutes. Okay.
And if you need to, I'll be here afterwards.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Perry Jackson from Hackensack on Central Avenue. I'll keep up the great work, everyone, council members, the mayor, due to his actions.
Thank you, Perry.
Yes, and thanks for absolutely saying that, you're gonna, put what was already budgeted for the library towards the library, and making mention of that. The housing thing, thanks Mr. Sims for bringing that up, looking into that in Hackensack. That's a good thing. I started the process. The budget review, I don't know how many times they have that. If it's once, twice, 3, 4 times a year.
Usually in the first quarter, because that's when we start talking about the first quarter of the next year. So we'll start talking about our budget plans for next year.
Okay.
And that was done in, this past year in the March and April timeframe. Historically, that's when that process happens.
All right then. And I was just joking about, mayor, may I be the mayor, just in case the mayor gets here and we have an election in May. I said, it's a challenge.
Unfortunately,
being
had a
on the
miss
council.
tonight, but he's always here.
Being on the council is, it's not the easiest thing in the world. I can just imagine. It's just, a lot of people give good comments, a lot of people give challenging thoughts. But you can only work within the confinements that you have, and going beyond that may overextend what you're able to do, and promising too much is not always a good thing. Keep up the great work. Axion, they're one of the people who I've heard about that have offers to business loans, which I've been hearing about, and I've gotten a chance to go online and look at the review of their old information on YouTube. YouTube. And the meal program, Meals on Wheels, that's a great program. that can be something that some people can look into for job or employment opportunities if they have the license. And the New Jersey policy for shelters or housing should be different and unique from New York, so that it gives its own weight of class, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, good evening again. I have a couple of things that are kind of upsetting. They're safety issues. And they did a great job with the Carver Park area. They trimmed all the trees. We had the lights put on that we were paying for that haven't been working. We're missing one light that will come in as soon as it comes in. I found out that they destroyed the sidewalk today, which is kind of sad, because Fred put in so much work, and they did it with their heart. These guys have been working so hard to fix the area. Also, we went to the next block, and we got the housing involved, and they trimmed the trees there, and the housing people trimmed the trees on their property so we could see the parking lot. And that whole area is really, I feel it's safe. But the one thing that needs to happen, and it has to happen through our city manager, who's very hard to get because he's always busy, is a street light in front of Miss T's store. When the store is, that's First Street. When the store is closed at night, that block is very, very dark. People tend to cross right in front of there all the time, because when I'm doing my rounds, somebody's always crossing in front right at that point. And
This
you
is
can't see them.
first and where, Kathy?
It's First Street, and it's in front of Miss T's shop. It's her
First
store.
and Atlantic, First and Central?
It's just First. It's First.
Okay.
All right, thank you for the, yeah, the side street would be high. It would be
Okay,
between
First
High
and Central.
and Clay.
Okay.
And Barrett and High.
Oh, First and High Street, okay, thank you.
No,
This light has already been addressed by our police director, who already reached out to the private business there to see if they were gonna put up a light. If they're not, because it's a safety issue, we're gonna install a light, and he's working on it as we speak.
No, because that's two different things. Even if she left a night light on in the store, it does not illuminate the street. People love to cross the street at that point. And we already lost 2 pedestrians in Hackensack because of poor lighting. We lost one in Prospect and we lost one in Kindercomack within the last couple of years. And Mr. Battaglia could attest that time that I wanted the light in Polyfied, we had a major problem there. 2 people got attacked because that light wasn't put in. This is a street light that would be mounted on a street post, on a post right in front. It would be across the street where all the lights are, and it would illuminate the street. Miss T would illuminate the property, her property, and the grass. And the guy, I could talk to him on the corner, and he has a spotlight too. His spotlight goes there. I'm talking about illuminating the street.
I didn't say that it wasn't one or the other. I said we're working on Mrs. T putting lights on, and Director Marinelli's working about a street light.
Oh,
So
because I
you-
checked with Public Service and nothing's been done.
Well, I don't think he's had a whole ton of time. That this just came up in the last week that I'm aware of.
No, I called Mr. Simmons and I had a 3-minute conversation on his tape. And this is important, I need to go a little beyond this.
Well, we spoke, so give her
I
enough
called him
minutes.
3 minutes, I called him and I spoke 3 minutes, like everybody says is not enough. And I checked and I spoke to him 3 minutes and 11 seconds, asking him to please take care of this, because he's the one that told us months ago that we should do something about the bus stop. And we didn't do something about the bus stop until there was a shooting. And he gave us heads up on it. And when people give you a heads up, that means they know there's something wrong. And being in his position, because he is, he is assistant mayor, whatever we call him, deputy mayor, thank you for the word. And he talked about the bus shelter. And then the police department had to come in and remove the bus shelter after there was a shooting. Now, I'm telling you that there's a problem with the crossing. I'm there almost every other night because I check the lights now because nobody was doing it. And everybody crosses at that point. They don't cross at the corner. And the street is poorly illuminated when she shuts her store, even when her store is open, because I went back today now, so I don't have to go after I get out of here. And the street is poorly illuminated. We need a bigger bulb on the corner of Clay, and we need a street light. There is a pole, and it could be mounted there. And this is very, very important. As we need the bus shelter. And I did extensive work on that, but you don't answer your phone. I need to tell you what's going on with that, but you wouldn't You know, you're always busy. I don't know, you're always at meetings, nobody gets back to me, but you knew about the street light
Did Jan call you today? and
only
tell-
because she knows about the bus shelter, but I've been calling, 4 weeks I called about the bus shelter, and I told you
Okay.
guys about the bus shelter
Okay,
before.
okay, Kathy, I think he agreed he's gonna look into both of those
But they're
things.
taking too long. In the
Right.
meantime, something happens, we have to be more aggressive on this stuff.
The
something
city
happens
manager agreed
between now
that
and
the police
4 weeks
director's
ago.
working on it, and we're gonna move forward with the
Okay,
plan.
the other thing, Salem and Sussex, they need street lights, they need traffic lights back.
All right.
We're waiting for accidents.
All right, Kathy, I think your time is
Okay.
up now.
It's very important.
Okay.
We have to be proactive, not
All right.
after it happens.
Thank you for your comments.
There have been accidents on Sussex.
Anyone else in the public wish to speak? All right, seeing none, can I have a motion to close to the public?
Offer. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? All right, council members?
Good evening, everyone. Just a few different events coming up. The library is hosting their annual haunted house on October 27th. This year they're doing it a little differently. You have to get the tickets in advance, so any children can go October 22nd to the 26th to pick up their wristbands, and they're going to be doing different slotted times because it all got a little bit crowded last year and they had to turn some kids away, so they're trying in a different way. As our city manager mentioned, the Rotary Club, they're collecting coats and canned goods, not just at the police department, but also at the Point and Still is going to be a location you could drop those items off at. Welcome to Hector and AMCO. We're always happy to have new businesses, and especially businesses that want to reach out and provide training and mentorship. That's great, and give back to the community. So welcome. We appreciate that very much. Our rec department Halloween party is on October 20th. Dave, do you know where that's going to be?
Chicken?
The Halloween party? It's going to be. It is going to be at the Hitchback. Okay. At noon, October 20th is going to be the rec Halloween party. Clinton Place is open. We're a little bit behind schedule because of all the rain, but we're getting there. So there's some nice decorations up. An opening night of the Pack the House series was great. John Pizzarelli was wonderful jazz artist. He was also very funny. I didn't realize how funny he was, but it was a very good night. And I agree with Miss Davis. Maybe we can do some kind of community open house meetings in a different type of environment. I know we spoke about that at last meeting. Every different area of the city and ward has different needs, so that might be something that might be nice to do. So I think we should take that into consideration, and we could talk about that a little bit more. And that's it for me, everyone. Have a good night. Get home safely.
Thanks, Dave.
On this Sunday, October 21st, as a group of university students from Fairleigh Dickinson, along with other universities throughout the nation, is going to have a cleanup day, and Fairleigh Dickinson has chosen to clean up behind Johnson Park this year, starting at 8 a.m. this Sunday. Our senior citizens last week went to West Point. They had a great time. They also they had lunch, a buffet lunch, and they had a cruise up and down the Hudson. Tonight is the last day to register to vote. So you got about 7 minutes if you haven't voted, registered to vote. Oh, wow.
The office is open, Della's in there.
Our office is open. Yesterday, we finished paving our last 4 streets. We did a great job once again, and I want to commend the company that was paving the streets over there by Beach Street and all the other streets, Frederick Street, Old Hoboken Road. Tonight, we approved a new street sweeper, a new jet vacuum truck. Hopefully, this will keep the city streets clean and try to avoid some of the flooding throughout the city. We may not address them all, but we're going to try. Last but not least, I want to welcome AMCO back to the city of Hackensack. They were here about 10 years ago, and they moved from location to location. Now they're at 254 River Street, so if you need an oil change, go to AMCO. They just don't do the transmission. Thank you.
I got a couple of things on my list. I am glad to hear that we are working with the flooding business, and not only Stanley Street, but we got problems in Temple Avenue, Johnson, all the way back in Hudson Street. Let's see if we can clear these sewer lines, pipes, water pipes or whatever, and to try to maybe get some pumps. They can get the water to the river instead to keep it in the streets. And it's no question that if the U.S. Army engineer, they will dredge the Hackensack River, maybe we got less problems. I agree with Kathy this time about the traffic lights that were removed and silent and so said we should be find a way how can put these lights back. The problems in Main Street and the sidewalks continue with these bicycles that they're riding, and one of these days somebody gonna get hurt. Especially now people that ride on the bicycle and now they're on the phones. So that situation is no good at all. The speeding continue in areas like the Fairmont Avenue, Rose, Davis. People they want to try to go from Main Street all the way up to Summit, and then they want to go to Paramus. So people is speeding all over the place. I think we need an expert that can check the trees in the city of Hackensack because it's too many trees that they are sick, and you got some time like it happened today. Like a big branch, like about maybe 6 foot long, about maybe 6-7 inches in diameter, that they're gonna hit somebody over the head, you got a dead person in a sidewalk. The other problem that I see is the blind spots all over the city that they can create an accident. Sometimes it's bushes in the corner, or sometimes they got cars that are being parked so close to the corner that when you approach and you wanna cross the street, you gotta get the car almost 3/4 to see what is coming. And I made a suggestion to go just like in other towns like Havre High that we can paint the corners and the way people is not allowed to park so close to the corner. The last thing that I have to say is that I support redevelopment 100%. That's the only way that we're gonna get more revenue in the city. But I think that we got so many projects going that I think that we should be put some kind of brakes and look into infrastructure of the city before we continue. So have a good night and have a safe trip home.
Okay, I'll also recognize, as Stephanie did, that the Hackensack Performing Arts Center had their first opening night of this season's Pack the House series, and they packed the house to a full house. So it was great to see so many people out and to hear such positive feedback from folks, not only about the entertainer, but also about the venue and the building. Ms. Newstetter had her art beautifully displayed, and so many folks enjoyed that, where before and after the theater they can get to go out, walk around and take a look at the art as well, and speak to the artist who was there. And again, speak to Mr. Pizzarelli, who also comes down after the show to talk to folks. So it was a wonderful night, and lots of good positive feedback about bringing folks into the city of Hackensack. So that worked out very well. A couple of things on the agenda tonight I think worth mentioning. One is the bond that we're introducing tonight. Dave spoke about how well the paving went this year. And we know, in the past 4 or 5 years, we've paved a tremendous amount of streets, but there's still a number to continue. And, we can't do everything at once, even though we wish we could. So we've been, plodding forward. And this year in this bond, we're putting aside another $2 million of the city's money to continue the paving and couple that up with another $400,000 that we have in CDBG grants. So looking into the next season, we'll be investing another $2.4 million in getting our streets back to where they really should be. And I believe that's a good thing. Also in that bond was a couple of things for the parks. Johnson Park, that turf field needs to be returfed, so we're going to be handling that. Stide Park, I know Stephanie's been our advocate in working there on having a dog park put into Stide Park, as well as redoing those bathrooms, which really are in great need. So that's included in that bond as well as some of the equipment that Dave went through. And a lot of it, adding our own vacuum trucks so we can do some of the sewer work ourselves, and some other vehicles that are definitely in need of replacement as well, and DPW and throughout the city. Another positive thing on the meeting agenda tonight was settling the crossing guard contract. Again, thanks to Ted and the city manager's office. It's always nice to have these contracts settled amicably, and we're so thankful for our crossing guards. They do a great job and they help protect our children, and happy to see that was done. It's been a very rainy summer and a rainy season, and it doesn't help the problems that we've seen, and we're not the only town with flooding issues, but, it hits home, and it hits home really hard. I'm very happy to see that we've taken some steps to do regular maintenance on some of this, because I do think it's important. We have to get into a schedule so we know that, hey, this was done then, so we're gonna redo and redo and redo before the problems happen. But as I mentioned earlier, we are looking at the bigger global picture. I've had some meetings today, especially taking the next steps and looking at where we are and continuing to identify where the real problems are, but how to fix it in total so that we fix it once and we fix it right. So we are looking very hard as a city into making those changes and taking on those initiatives. Another thing I think Ted mentioned, on October 27th is our own cleanup day, slam dunk the junk. Last year, I think we had the biggest turnout ever. It was huge. We did a lot of work. It was a beautiful day last time, so let's hope for no rain. I know Dave, I'm looking at Dave because he's very involved in this and gets a lot of our groups out there. But whoever's working has an enjoyable day, yet we get a lot of cleanup in Hackensack. So any organizations that are interested, come forward. Is Greg coordinating that?
Yes.
Come forward, and go through our Greg Leosi kind of is the guy that manages and runs that program. But it's usually a fun-filled day, and it gets people together, spending the morning doing something constructive and meeting some of your neighbors, and talking to and meeting some new folks throughout the city who are willing to spend a day and get some of our areas cleaned up.
If you need a sponsor.
There we go. We have some volunteers. It's usually a very nice day, very nice event. Thank you all for coming. As always, we'll be here if you have a few more questions, you'd like to come up and speak to any of us, and have a very nice evening. Enjoy the rest of it. Can I have a motion to close? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None.